Am I wrong for leaving a wedding to go eat at McDonald's? Hi, I'm female 25. Recently, my colleague, 31 female, invited me to her wedding, which happened yesterday. I was super excited and happy for her. Just in case, I asked her if there were any guest fees. She said, "No, you don't need to pay me anything." On the day itself, everything went well until the reception, dinner time. To my shock, I was presented with the wedding menu that had prices on it. For example, steak, $50. Everything was ridiculously expensive, including the vegetarian options. At first, I wanted to question her because, well, she lied to me that I didn't have to pay for anything, but it was her wedding and I didn't want to spoil her day by embarrassing her in front of everyone. I have never been to a wedding where you've had to pay for dinner. Like, that is bonkers to me. Also, note, I've only been to Afghan weddings and we kind of pride ourselves in making sure everyone is full on food and we pride ourselves on dinner, honestly. So maybe that's why. Is it normal to pay for food at a wedding? However, the only other option was to simply not eat, as I didn't bring enough money for both a meal and a ride back. But this was completely unfavorable as I had skipped my lunch to save space for the wedding meal and was pretty hungry. I'm guilty of this. When I know I'm going to an event or a wedding, I will most definitely not eat anything all day because I'm gonna grub at the party. Suddenly, I remembered that I saw a McDonald's about 5 minutes away from the hotel. As tactfully as I could, I asked the bride if I could make a quick stop to McDonald's as I didn't bring enough money for the reception meal. I said that I'd be back in time for the gift ceremony and cake. Why would you tell her? I would just go. Is that normal? I thought she'd agree, but to my horror, she got really upset. She said that she put in so much effort to get this Michelin star restaurant service, yet I still wasn't happy. That I was trying to bring her down by saying that I'd rather eat McDonald's. Yeah, not gonna lie, but McDonald's hits the spot when you're hungry. Alarmed, I said that I didn't mean it that way. I just didn't have the cash for it. She then scoffed and said, "Whose fault is that?" Although I was trying to keep my anger, those words really pissed me off. So I told her, "You were the one who lied that I didn't need to pay anything." Getting angry as well, she replied, "What I meant was that there was no attendance fee. You literally assumed that you'd get a free 5-course dinner. Wow, you're cheaper than I thought." With a glare, she asked me to leave her wedding. I did, struck dumb and rather hurt. And on my way home, I grabbed a Big Mac, LOL. Back at home, I told my boyfriend everything and asked if I was an asshole. He thought it was a funny story, but said I was an asshole. If I didn't have the money, I could always pay her back later. In his exact words, he said, "You chose the wrong time to be stingy." My other friends agree as well, saying that it was not tactful of me for doing that at the wedding. And although she lied, I should have just brushed it off instead of dampening her happy spirits. After hearing their opinions, I feel quite guilty and embarrassed. However, that one little part of me still thinks that it's justified because 1, she lied to me, and 2, publicly humiliated me. Please help me out here. Am I the asshole? I don't know why you went up to her and told her that you were leaving. Just leave. I don't know why you felt the need. If someone came up to me at my wedding and said, "Hey, I'm gonna get McDonald's," I would get rubbed the wrong way too. It's like, what, you don't want to get the food that I'm providing? But I would also never expect someone to pay for a meal at my wedding. Am I wrong for announcing my pregnancy at my sister's wedding? Announcing it or just telling people hey, by the way, I'm pregnant? There's a big difference. I'm 32 and my sister is 28, and we've always been incredibly close. Point in case, she was the first person I told that I was pregnant, besides my husband, of course. I told her essentially a week after I got a positive pregnancy test, which was about 3 months before her wedding. I told her I was going to tell our parents and my husband's parents around the 10-week mark, but she told me that I should hold off until her wedding in September. I never understand people who think pregnancy announcements overshadow your wedding. That is not the case. The world does not revolve around you. Ugh! I'd be 4 months along at that point, so I wouldn't be showing really, and she thought it would be so special for her to be able to make an announcement about a special guest at her wedding and it be her first niece or nephew and my parents' first grandbaby. Oh, so she's the one who decided to actually announce it at your wedding. That's cute. I like that. I agreed because it seemed like it meant a lot to her, and again, we were super close and I was happy to do that for her. I actually really like that idea. I'm really close with my sister, so I can see this maybe potentially happening, but never mind, because she's already married and has 3 kids, so no. Turns out the first trimester was awful with morning sickness and exhaustion. I would have preferred to be able to talk about it with my mom, but I was willing to grin and bear it for my sister's wedding. Well, the wedding came along, and about halfway through the night, I asked her when the announcement was happening. She told me that she changed her mind and that her wedding didn't seem like a good time or place to announce my pregnancy. I was obviously super upset since I went through a really awful first trimester with only my sister and husband to lean on. I decided I wasn't going to put the announcement on hold any longer just for her. So my husband and I pulled my parents aside and quietly told them to keep it private for the evening. They were thrilled, lots of hugs, a few tears, but a very touching and private moment. Literally, no one else found out until I announced it on Facebook a week later. My sister found out about it the same time as my Facebook post when my dad mentioned how we told him about it. And she texted me and called me a bitch who made her wedding about myself. And she hasn't spoken to me since. I've messaged her and apologized probably a dozen times since then, but she refuses to talk to me and now refuses to come see her little nephew who is almost a month old at this point. Listen, you have a happy, beautiful, healthy family. I get that's your sister and stuff, but she is choosing not to be in your life. So don't go ahead and run after people who don't want to be with you. Guys are way too old for this kind of chitter chatter shit to be happening. If she can, I have 6 nephews and nieces, okay? I would never let something like that get in between my nephews and nieces who are essentially like my own kids. So that just shows more on her character than anything else. And I know it hurts as a sister to go through this, but you're good, trust me. My parents and partner think I did nothing wrong since she went back on her word and that I should just wait it out and she'll come around. I'm obviously unsure as clearly this has made her so upset with me and we were so close before. So am I the asshole?